Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of This Week in Comics. I'm Sid, we're here at Comic Connections, and we are looking at the best comics that are coming out this week. Actually, that's not quite true, we're changing the format, but I'm going to explain that in a minute. We're going to do this in segments because we're trying to fit it in between the smoke alarm beeping, which it seems to do every 30 seconds or so. So if you hear a beep, you know what that is. That's the end of the intro, let's go to the comics. No beep. What we're doing this week is I'm going to do you a very quick rundown of all the comics I'm getting this week. It's a great week, there's lots of good stuff, but it is all stuff that I've talked about many, many times. So we're going to run through that really quickly, and then I'm going to do a highlight of some of the books that have already been out for a little while that I think have gone under the radar, and we're going to go into them in a bit more detail. So, very quickly, this week I got Amazing Spider-Man 801 Ramos variant. Should have been in last week, shipped late. Batman Prelude to the Wedding, Harley and Joker. This is part 5 of the crossover story. It's been very well received. A new one starting this week, beep, is Wakanda Forever, the new Black Panther series. First issue's with Spider-Man, then it's going to be with X-Men, so that's looking quite fun. Venom issue 3, great seller for us. Very happy with that one. Detective Comics is always great. I'm not sure if this is a new creative team yet or if that's next issue, so it might still be in fill-in, but I'm loving the variant covers. I'm collecting all of those. Flash War's been fantastic, and I do love the Matina variants. I'm hoarding those. Man of Steel 5, weekly comics keep on being weekly. Issue 6 next week, that's how it works. Astro City 52, they've gone back and done a story based on something that happened like 20 years ago in Astro City. Another beep. God, I thought I was going to fit it in. Marvel 2-in-1, this is still one of my favourite Marvel books on the shelves every week. I have talked about it lots, so I'm not going to go into detail now. Spectacular Spider-Man, another book that I have mentioned a few times. It's great, well worth reading. Gets overshadowed because everyone collects The Amazing Spider-Man by Dan Slott and the Nick Spencer one that comes out in a few weeks. 4 issue 1 did bumpers for us, so a lot of you are going to be very, very happy that 4 issue 2 is in. And Amazing Spider-Man 800, because we didn't have enough of these already, we've got the third printing in. I missed the second printing. What happened to the second printing? Completely missed that. My God, it's warm. Next. Okay, so in a bit more detail, my first pick for comics that have kind of gone under the radar is, oh God, it's warm, Skywood, issue 1. So we're on issue 3 now. It's drawn by Lee Garber, who used to be a customer of ours. Very nice guy. He's done great work for Marvel and DC. He's done all sorts of stuff now. It's a creator-owned book from Image. It's very beautiful. It's nice. It's about a world where one day they wake up and gravity has been turned off. That's your starting point, and then skips forward 20 years, and then before you know it, within 20 years, whatever was new and shocking to the next generation, that's always how it's been. So there's a bit of a jump, and then you're seeing it from the perspective of people who've only ever known it this way. Interesting premise, good fun so far. If you haven't checked it out, it's worth a look for sure. Any Buffy fans out there? I'm sure there are. Buffy Season 12 started last week. I completely neglected to mention it, so that's probably why it's gone under the radar. The Giles miniseries, which sort of led into this, it didn't lead into it, but it came out before it. That did quite well for us. Yes, another beep. Enjoy that. It's not annoying at all when you work here for 7-8 hours a day and the beeps just beep, beep, beep on. They start to sound like Glenn after a while. It's quite weird. So yeah, Buffy, if you're a Buffy fan, you know if you're a Buffy fan or not. I don't need to hype Buffy too much, but it does seem to have missed, it gone under the radar. Probably my fault for not mentioning it last week. So Buffy, it's getting a reprieve. It's been mentioned. Moving on. Mr. Miracle. I know I have mentioned this one a few times, and you'd think, surely I've mentioned it enough. Tom King, Mitch Gerads, they're doing absolutely the work of their career now. I mean, I hope it's not. I hope they've got better things to give in the future. But it is stunning. It's one of the best books out there. Despite the pushing and pushing and pushing, we have quadrupled the amount of people who get this on standing order, so well done to those people. You know what? I still think there's a bigger audience out there, though, of people who should be reading this. It's fantastic, well worth reading. Everyone should be on it. If you haven't tried it, we do try and keep them all in stock, so give it a try. It's a bit different to your normal superhero shenanigans, but it's awesome. And the main character is called Scott Free. That might count against it. He's an escape artist, and his alter ego is Scott Free. So a bit of a cult favourite this is Tank Girl, and there's actually been a bit of a revival of Tank Girl from Titan Comics. They're doing new stuff, but they're also reprinting a lot of the old stuff. So if you wanted to see some of the original Jamie Hewlett stuff in colour for the first time, they are doing that. And they're doing new material too. So if you like Tank Girl, give it a look. Very much under the radar. There's lots of cool back matter in here, like this signed sketch that they included on the back cover. That's actually scanned from one of our customers' personal collection, so just shows how cool and inclusive the comic industry can be. Now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I think I have mentioned this on the video in the past, so maybe just ignore me. Marvel are putting out lots of good stuff at the minute with all the issue ones they've had recently, but a few of you would have missed a boat on this. 5-6 months ago, Marvel started doing the Infinity Countdown story, which leads into Infinity War in a couple of months' time. It's basically a Guardians of the Galaxy book, but with lots of the other cosmic Marvel guys in it. Silver Surfer, Galactus, Adam Warlock, all these kind of peep show up. So it is really good fun if you like your cosmic Marvel stuff. It's reuniting the Infinity Gems for the first time in about 25 years. It's a really strong seller for us because we push it hard and we keep every issue in stock. So if you haven't jumped on board with this and you want to see where the big summer crossover is coming from, there's still time to get involved in this. So I'm saying it's gone under the radar. It's actually one of our best-selling Marvel books, but it is still a little off the beaten track for people. That's why it's getting a mention today. Isola from Image. We're on issue 3 now. We keep them all in because we're good like that. It's a beautiful book. It's one of the nicest books out there on the shelves. I know I mentioned it when it first came out, but I didn't mention 2 or 3 because you can't mention the same books each and every month, which is why I skipped my pull list right at the start of the video. But Isola, I do firmly believe this deserves a better audience. It's not just superhero stuff. It's a beautiful fantasy book. Fantastic artwork. The story's really going places now. It's kind of opening up to us 3 issues in. If you haven't tried Isola, if you like your indie comics, if you like Image, definitely, please, come and give this a look. It's a book that deserves a bigger audience, and that is what this video is about. Agree or disagree? Let us know in the comments below. If you think there's a book out there that deserves a bigger audience, please mention it. Tell us if we're not carrying it, should we be stocking it? This is your video too. We're trying to build a community hub here. So yeah, chip in. Tell us what you think of stuff. Graphic novel wise, my pick of the week is the newly released Dark Knight Metal: The Resistance. Why am I mentioning this? Purely because Road to Metal got a mention, sold really well. Metals got a mention, did really well. Dark Knight Metal, Dark Knight Rising came out last week. We mentioned that. We basically sold it. We've got like 1 copy left out of 10, so that's pretty good going. So on that purely fiscal logic, I gotta mention that Dark Knight Metal: The Resistance is in. And it is. So this is all the kind of tie-ins and crossover and the less important books from the Metals crossover. If you want to complete the set, this is how you do it. It's not in hardcover, which I think is a shame because I think a lot of people would have gone for the hardcovers. But hey-ho, it is in. And it's a public service announcement, so come and buy it. Ice Cream Man, it melts in this weather. It's melting in my hands. It's all down my wrist. Ali G once pitched an ice cream holder to Donald Trump. If you've not seen that, look it up on YouTube. It's very good. Yeah, Ice Cream Man. I recommended it a few times, but it's now out in graphic novel. We sold out before it hit the shelf last week. Otherwise, this would have been the pick last week. I've got to wrap this up. My voice is going. I'm horrifically ill. I'm sweaty. I'm horrible. Ice Cream Man. If you like your comics a bit creepy and Stephen King with a little bit of a creepy suburbia thing, then this might be your thing. Go back and watch the video where I talked about it, and I wasn't dying and hot and miserable. Ice Cream Man. So that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm going to have a quick drink from this massive can of Lucozade, and then I'm going home. Other energy glucose replacement beverages are available. Thanks for watching. Can't like and subscribe. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the weather. It's more than that than it looked.